Hi guys, this is me, Chevy, and for today's video, I will be talking or discussing more on the cladding and floor finishes area of a residential building. So I'm not gonna discuss how to properly use PlanSwift anymore because I had a separate video of this. You can just visit my channel, and then now I am gonna show you how to do the basic takeoff using the software in an actual setting. So here is our plan. So we had like a two-story building. Yeah, it's a two-story building, and we have given enough plan, which is the ground floor plan and first floor plan, roof plan, elevations. So first of all, I think we just need to first scale it to finally use the application. It's 1:100. Okay, so first things first, the focus of this video is how to do, cladding. So most of the residential buildings, they actually need to have claddings depending on what type your builder has suggested, or your architecture your architects or engineers suggested. So in this plan, as you can see, selected rendered finish. So in Australia, usually they choose to use Hebel or blue board or foam board in this type of rendered finishes. But for this project, let's assume we're gonna use blue board, same as for this one. This one is still, rendered finish. But again, guys, in US and Australian settings, so they have different companies that offers, cladding. One of the most common in Australia, I think, it's James Hardie. So they do have a lot of products. They have Axon, they have Linear weatherboards. Also in Australia, they also have WeatherTex. They also have CSR Hebel. So there's a lot of choices that you can play with. But for this video, I am gonna use foam board, or blue board. So it's much cheaper to use blue board. So as an estimator, we need to go with the affordable but durable side of the project. So now I'm gonna teach you how to do again cladding. Actually, all of the estimator usually starts with determining the area of the cladding. So for this one, let's just refer into our ground floor plan. So in the ground floor plan, we can obviously see that this one is bricks, right? So it's not a cladding. Cladding and bricks is not synonymous, meaning they are not the same. So as we can see here, I think in this part is where our cladding, this one. Yeah, this one. So we're just gonna make an area out of it. And it's also important that you have your own templates so that it's much easier for you to do estimates. So in my part, actually, I haven't edited this yet, but probably sooner or later I'm gonna share my template to everyone so that your life much be easier. So we have this blue board, and then we're just gonna But again, to make sure that you have actually had takeoff with all the cladding areas, go to the ground floor plan and label it. So as you can see here, blue board. You just label it blue board, and then but as you can see in the floor plan, we can also have blue board in this area and in this area, but we can see it through the elevations. Yeah, we can see it through the elevations, right? Even in the cut section. So we're just gonna find the length of this one. So the length of this one is approximately 0.36. Here also 0.36, and you can just put it here. Same as on this side. and then label it so that you would know that this was already considered. Same as this one. Also here, you cannot see this on elevation, but probably there is a cladding in this area. And since it's a square, so I think it's still 0.36. So we just copy it, and yeah. So again, guys, in doing cladding, you need to make sure that you need to label it on the floor layout because there are tendency or instances where some of the areas you cannot see it on the elevation, so we need to label it so that everything must be considered. Okay, so in this area, I think we can see this in this elevation. Okay, this one, this part. Okay, and that's it. And I think that's it for the ground floor plan. So we already covered this part of the cladding area. So let's proceed to the first floor plan. In the first floor plan, basically we can observe that everything must be blue board. There's no bricks or something, and it's also evident here in the elevation. So we're just gonna cover it up. Also, guys, don't forget to subtract all the openings. Okay, so again, we need to label it. So this one here is done. Also, this here, we're gonna cover it up. Okay, in this area also, as you can see, we had like a blue board here. You can just visit, guys, my other videos discussing how to properly use PlanSwift, because in doing takeoffs, before using it in an actual setting just like this one, we need also to know more about how to properly navigate all the keys and all the ribbons in this software. So you can visit my other video. So you just comment below if you want a separate video discussing PlanSwift. I mean how to use PlanSwift in English, since most of my past videos is in Tagalog since I'm from the Philippines. But you can also suggest in the comments below if you want me to have an English version of the discussion. So again, guys, don't forget to label everything, or label the cladding areas that you have already considered in the elevations, so that everything will be covered, and also not not too much, because sometimes if you don't label it properly, sometimes some of the suppliers just assumed everything was already given on in the estimator. So as an estimator, it's our job to make sure that there's no lack of cladding, and at the same time there's not too much cladding. So you just have to this part to actually, for a residential building, actually it takes me around it doesn't really takes me around an hour to do the cladding if it's only a 2-story residential or mainly a residential setup. But I have also tried doing claddings for towers, for townhouses. That takes a lot of time if it has a large area. For this type, it's much easier because it's just a two-story residential, house, two-story residential building. So for cladding, always make sure to first find its area. That's like the common. I think we just covered everything. Okay, for the cladding. So basically, since it's a blue board, it doesn't really takes a lot of time to estimate. But usually for James Hardy products like Axon, linear weather boards, they required a lot of accessories. Usually they required corners, they required edge streams, they required a lot. So that's a different discussion for a different time. So let's just now first focus more on cladding and floor finishes. So we're not gonna talk it over in this video, the accessories and stuff, but you can actually ask me about it through the comments. So comment below if you have a lot of questions regarding the accessories, or just ask me to make another separate video for that. So now we did find the cladding area, which is 94.39 square meters. Okay, so now next thing we need to find is, usually for a cladding, most of the builders or the client wants a window and door surrounds, or what we call as trims, window trims. So we're gonna apply it here. So we're just gonna name this window trims. Window trims. Actually, this is also applicable for door trims, but as we can see here, we don't have like doors on the cladding area. So we're just gonna this one. Okay, and this one. Okay, I think that's it. And some of the builders usually asks for window flashing. So what we can do here, we can just add another segment for it. We can name it as window flashings. Window flashings. Okay. But as an estimator, guys, usually we put another 0.1 meter or 0.1 meter, so that to make sure that there's much enough window flashings in an actual scene. Enough 0.1 also. So guys, there's a lot of techniques so that you can make cladding much more faster. Again, one of the things that I can suggest is to have your own template, so that this kind of things really doesn't take much more of a time. Okay, so after this one, since again it's a blue board, it doesn't require a lot of like accessories, just like some of other cladding, wherein some claddings requires external corners, internal corners, lots of sealants. They also require a lot of things. So I'm not gonna discuss it, since first of all I'm gonna just focus more on the usual or the standard on getting the takeoff, since most of the cladding, whether it may be Axon, linear weather boards, this one, blue board, foam board, or Hebel, one of the common things about them is usually they first find the cladding area, which is this one. And also, one of the things that are in common also is they also need, window and door trims, and also window flashing. They require windows flashing. So now we knew how to take the area of the cladding. Let's focus now on the floor finishes. So in this project, let's see. Oh, so it was actually given what floor we're gonna use. Also in this one. Yeah. But in this type of project, let's just assume that the living, dining, basically this entry hybrid floorboard, we're gonna use laminated flooring. So we're just gonna use laminated flooring. And for this one, for the bedrooms, we're gonna use a carpet flooring. So we have different types of floor finishes. We have carpet flooring, we have laminated flooring, we also had like vinyl flooring, and we can also use, the regular, which is tiles. But for this project, we're gonna use laminated flooring, carpet flooring for the bedrooms, and for the tiles. And tiles for the wet areas. So we're gonna use tiles for the wet areas. So let's just use this one. Okay, let's start in the ground floor up. So we're just gonna close it. So I think I haven't added the floor finishes area yet. So we're just gonna make another. Okay, and the next one is for the carpet. And let's just go to the second floor. So basically guys, this is it. We have finished doing the cladding and the floor finishes on this plan. Again, this is just, the basic takeoff for the floor and the cladding area. So for floor finishes, usually they just needed, the area for it. So usually the supplier just wants the, floor area of it. I think a different video on the tiles, since when dealing with tiles, we had a lot of things to consider compared to floor finishes and the cladding area. So we're gonna do a separate video for that. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. And I hope you learned something from this video. Click like and please subscribe for this channel for me to make another bunch of informational videos with regards to estimating. Bye!